Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. It is us, the Impractical Blacksmiths. We've got Transcendental Artist Studios, Alexis. We've got Asparagus Forge, Adam. And we've got Yamez with Island Metal Forge. Sorry, I screwed up.
Yummies.
Yeah, Yamiz. Yeah, Adam gave me some shit last week for screwing up his name, so I figured I'd screw up my name, but I got his name perfect this time too. Happy Sunday. What is up, John, Ben, Jeff, Hubcap? How you doing, brother? What is up? What is up? And I'm sure there are a ton of lurkers. It says we have 50,000 viewers right now. So to all of you guys just kind of lurking and watching, hello, hello. Yes, we are bigger than sliced bread. What's up, Turtle Dust? Bring us to the county fair with you. Put us up on the Jumbotron. Tim Lilly. Like I said, hello to the lurkers. Anyway, how y'all doing? How's y'all weekends going? And yeah, I guess that brings us to the how was your fork night? Hey, Robert, your last 2 weeks, your fork night, your fork knife. How was your fork knife?
Yeah, so I did not have a very interesting fortnight. I can tell you, um, being as I'm how do I put this? I guess I'm kind of restricted to the block. You know that they won't let me leave. No, not
Oh,
really. I don't get the opportunity to go out much just because everybody else got to work and shit. You know, I mean, like it just is what it is. You know, it's not like I want to go to work with somebody. We're like, hey, can I go with you to work? I'll just like hang out in the truck, the Ute. No, not no. But anyways, um, so what a lot of people don't realize is like when you come to Australia, once you've been here for a certain amount of time, you have to go down to the animal control center and you've got to adopt um, your pet huntsman spider, right? And if you don't do that, then I mean, it's a whole process. You go down, you pick out a spider, you take it down, you get its vaccinations and all that, you give it a name, you bring it home, put it up in the corner or whatever. Well, if you don't do that, like you'll just have random huntsmen like knocking on your door and be like, hey, can I live here? Hey, can I live here? Hey, you don't mind if I move in, do you? And it's like, and it gets a little bit much, I mean, like until you get one in here that actually just kind of marks its territory so that everybody else knows, okay, this place is taken. Yeah, no. Well, so like a few days ago, I'm just sitting here minding my own business, and I decided, okay, it's about time for bed. So before I go to bed, I want to take a picture of the Milky Way with my phone and see how it comes out. And so I'm over here, like I can't show you because my camera's set up on it, but I'm all setting up my phone on my tripod and all that, and I look over and there's this massive spider hanging out on the ceiling directly above my pillow. Now, I'm living a pop-up camper, so the ceiling is 2 feet above my pillow. And it's not massive, but I mean, it's, about yay big, I mean, well, that's an exaggeration, like yay. And I'm like, ah, crap. That's not, I mean, like, if he was over there, fine. But above my pillow, not so fine. So it was like a 15-minute ordeal for me to remove him from the camper because I'm arachnophobic. Um, and yeah, needless to say, a can of spray, a stick, a laundry basket, getting yeeted out the front door at a high rate of speed. Sad to say that huntsman spider did not survive his encounter with moi. Um, but the next one was fairly lucky. He was small, only about a half dollar size, and I gathered him up on a little thing and took him over and relocated him to the garden. He was a cutie. When they're this big, they're not cute. They're horrifying. When they're this big, they're kind of cute. So
yeah.
I'm
Like the one
getting a
above the
little bit
door.
more. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Like, well, the one that's above the door, Henry, or yeah. The one that was on my ceiling was the same size as Henry, and I'm just like, no, not having it.
Yes, our
You know.
spiders are big enough that we give them names.
Well, yeah.
Like, okay, so Henry, okay, if you hold up the average adult size male sized hand, right? Henry is the size of your palm, right? Quite easily the size of your palm. That's how big Henry is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
And
putting
so
some
I don't
pictures
I
of
don't mind them. I'm getting used to them now to the point where like it's like I don't scream like a bitch and jump and run. But I'm just like, I'm like, okay, I can relocate you. Or I can be like, you're in an unfortunate spot. Sorry about your bad luck, buddy. I mean, so I am getting used to them. The weather has been interesting, an interesting like adjustment for me. Today it was what I would have considered a beautiful day in Texas, and I had to put my hoodie on because I was fucking cold. And I would have swore it would have taken me a year to feel cold when it's like 68 degrees outside Fahrenheit. Um, but yeah, I didn't. Other than that, I didn't really do shit for 2 weeks except for play around here on the block and yeah, I can't really think of anything else. Got a little bit of this done, got a little bit of that done, just like maintenance and stuff we needed to do. So that's
I
my two
just
weeks.
I
Yeah.
just envision driving up to the block, driving up to y'all's block, and like the theme song to Jurassic Park starts playing up, and then some big gates open. You hear John Hamm go, "Welcome to Jurassic Park," and then the gates close, and you're locked in with all the monstrosities that are there. Like the gates, are they, the fences and gates, are they there to protect you or to protect them? Like.
Uh, oh,
Yeah,
John Burnell, all talking shit about the way I scream about a spider. Come on now, I'm working on it.
To be fair, John Brunel hasn't seen the size of Australian spiders.
yeah.
Yeah, no, but he has seen me find a spider.
I pulled up. I pulled up or put some pictures in the chat. Where they at? The pictures of some spiders that I was dealing with, and or there they are. Okay, let's
Oh,
see
look, a daddy
how.
long legs.
Ain't a daddy long legs. Hang on, I gotta readjust the thingamajiggy. Uh, that'll work, I guess. Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at those cuties.
Hang on,
Gotta.
I've got things blocked.
Yeah, I opened
Oh
my
yeah, that's a golden
went went out to my garage and I don't know if you could really see it, but open the door and just bam, big old spider web. Uh, with this sucker sitting there. Oh, that is horribly framed on the screen.
Oh,
Yeah,
look at that.
yeah.
But still,
Mm-hmm.
that's a beautiful web.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, spiders. I'm also severely arachnophobic, and I don't know if that shared well. I don't know if that
Yeah,
looked good, but yeah, in the
Ben,
Discord I put some pictures.
Ben said he was in Australia for a week. He had to go to the Sydney Zoo to see a spider. Well, it's a good thing you saw the spiders at the zoo in Sydney because that's where the deadly spiders are. Yeah, not the zoo. I mean Sydney in general. So
Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, it's only got the second deadliest.
yeah, well, and the first.
It's no second. The first one is Newcastle funnel web.
The what? Right?
The Newcastle funnel web. The new one, the Newcastle Big Boy.
No, I
It's the
thought that
brand
was
new one.
I thought that was the Sydney funnel web that was the new one.
No, it used no. This Sydney Funnel one's the original, and the Newcastle one's the one they discovered.
Aren't they both there?
No, Sydney Funnel Web's around Sydney, and Newcastle Funnel Web's around Newcastle.
Oh,
Yeah. Ben, the spiders down there are big enough to carry a gun, so yeah. And they've got
We
8
don't carry guns
arms.
down here.
yeah, and
Yeah, but the spiders do.
the spiders aren't afraid of the law. They still carry a gun anyways. They're just like, what you gonna do, bitch? Come get some. I dare you to take my 1911.
Right. Yeah, I'm arachnophobic too, but around here I've gotten used to like I know them Wrighton spiders, them orb weaver spiders that we got. They're not, dangerous to humans. And they are very efficient at taking care of, anything from wasps, flies, mosquitoes, birds, squirrels, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, sorry, not to break into the whole 2 weeks discussion, but you brought up spiders, and I also had to deal with relocating some spiders. Yeah, I moved that spider from the garage door, and like later that day, it had its web built back up, or same spot. Like, bitch, get out of here! Can't you take a hint? You're evicted.
Did you evict her with a can of brake clean and a cigarette lighter?
No, I that's the thing. Like, I am arachnophobic, but over the years, I have learned to appreciate spiders for what they do for, in the ecosystem. So while I do find them creepy crawly and heebie-jeebies, I try not to kill them when they're outside. I try to relocate them so that they can continue. Let's put it this way. I hate mosquitoes and the biting flies and the hornets and wasps and everything more than I hate spiders. So spiders, good, but you live, everything else. So I started blasting. Yeah. So I guess I stole the second spot for 2 weeks because I also dealt with spiders, and yeah, aside from that, it's been work, and um, storms and storms and storms. Just lots of random rain and power outages and like quick pass through, like what the hell was that kind of storms. Yeah, so fun stuff over here. So yeah, I mean, my 2 weeks again, quick and easy. Also spiders. Adam, so help me if you've got a spider story for your 2 weeks. Your fork knife.
Not really. No.
Okay. So how was your fork knife?
Okay, so I'm going to correct something about you. Okay, you know why it's called a fortnight?
We've gone over this.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Yes, because it's 40 nights divided by 2, then divided by something. You guys got some weird thing.
No, it is literally just a portmanteau of 14 nights. Fortnight.
Yeah.
That's it.
Fortnight, 2 weeks. You're not shortening shit.
But a week used to be called a 7 night.
Yeah, and then they changed it to week because it was easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fortnight is still easier than 2 weeks. But anyway, I'm getting distracted. Sorry. So my 2 weeks has been freaking long. Like long.
Well, yeah, it's been 14 nights.
Well, yes. No, the reason why. So I'm actually in the process of quitting smoking. So I'm cutting back on my nicotine, and one thing that it is having is a very terrible effect on my sleep. So I've been having, on average, maybe 3 to 4 hours a night. So yeah, so my sleep's been terrible. My sleep schedule's been screwed. Luckily, my I have 4 days off so start this next week coming. So today's supposed to be my last day off of the week of my week off. I've actually got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off because Wednesday is my anniversary. So I organised 4 days off just to. Tomorrow's also a public holiday, and that doesn't matter to me, but. So I took that off because we got some machinery this weekend. So we got a 5-ton tipper and a compacting roller. And so yeah, got a 5-ton tipper and compacting roller to roll out the soil side of the workshop, make sure it's all compacted because we put the dirt in there. So because of course dirt don't burn, but we just wanted to make sure that was nice and compacted. So we got the roller. Still probably need a whacker packer to do a couple of areas, but also after last wet season, my driveway there were certain parts that were absolutely trashed, and we haven't had the time or the money over the last 6 months to actually get it fixed. So we've hired. So that's another reason why we got the roller, and we used the dirt, and we built a temporary water cart with the back of my ute to wet it down and remove the dirt and put it in the driveway in the rough spots and then roll it out and spread it out and all that type of thing. So that's basically what we've been doing the last couple of days. Tomorrow being a public holiday and Monday, we'll be doing, this is our last day with the machinery because we've got to take it back Tuesday. So, excuse me. But yeah, so that's what we've been doing. Yeah, and it's just been a matter of like during the course of the week, like I said, my I can't even speak. My sleep schedule has been absolutely screwed. So yeah, that's been pretty much it. Just getting that done, which means, of course, then once the driveway and the compacting is done, with Alexis and I will actually be able to start setting up the workshop properly. Next couple of weeks, I'll be able to move. I've got 2 shipping containers, so I'm gonna move down there and set that up. Fix up a little bit of roofing over Alexis's camper. And then put a flyover between the shipping containers and the workshops, so that we've got some extra roof space and extra storage space and all that type of thing that will be out of the weather. And then it's just basically digging a trench and running power, which is going to be an exercise in expense of itself, just buying the cable and stuff like that. So we are definitely making headway towards getting the workshop set up, which is wonderful. And yeah, so that's pretty much it.
I vote y'all dig it by hand.
Fuck off. You haven't dug. You have not dug through Northern Territory coffee rock.
I still vote y'all dig it by hand. I mean, you know.
Good thing you don't get a vote then, I guess, right? Oh, that's
So yeah,
there's something interesting that what is, I guess it was like last week. I needed to so I'm actually working on building a grill slash smoker for around here because there isn't one. And so I'm building one, it's like made out of tanks or whatever, got the top tank with the grill bit, and then you got the firebox off to the side or whatever. So I'm working on building one of those, and I probably got, I mean, if I was 16 years old building this thing, I'd have had it done in a day, but uh, I don't handle the heat as well as I used to. So it's a couple week project,
Process.
and project, yeah. Anyways, so I needed to make some hardware. I got like halfway done with it last week, or the hardware anyway. I went down and I started a fire, and I don't have any fucking charcoal, so I have to make charcoal. How do you make charcoal? I walk around gathering sticks and gathering wood and gathering
if you've
gamba
got a
grass, and I
shitload of dead wood.
yeah, and so I build a big old fire, and I'm just sitting there, and it's like I got this fire going, and let me tell you, Australian wood is hot. Uh, uh, it, Australian hard Australian hardwood
Keep
burns
it
hot. Thank you.
PG.
And so while I'm trying to, well, you can't like really cook in the wood because you got all this. There's just it's all too far apart to cook as the wood is burning, and so you gotta wait for it to like turn into coals and whatever. So I spend 20 minutes just standing there, just cranking this freaking air with this fire that's 4 feet tall, just blaring at me. I'm just like, by the time I get coals and I'm able to work, I'm already completely sopping wet with sweat. I'm just like, this is bullshit. And like I had this strip of metal that's like this long, and I've got a line down it that I put in it with a angle grinder, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna heat this thing up and I'm gonna chisel cut it because it's each piece is gonna be the strap for a hinge, and yeah, I made like 4 heats and I chisel cut like half of it, not even all the way through yet. And I was like, okay, nope, screw this. I'm just gonna go back and use the angle grinder. I'm gonna die trying to cut this thing with a chisel. But anyways, yeah. So I did my first bit of blacksmithing here on the property the last week or week before last, what however you want to look at it, and I just did a little bit of piddling on this, piddling on that, and straightened some things out, and that was fun. Other than having to make my own charcoal from locally sourced wood, that sucked. Meh.
We'll make some more charcoal later on.
Alexis,
We'll
you
build a
look
charcoal kiln
thrilled
and
at
make
that.
No, making it the right way is a lot easier.
Yeah, making charcoal in the charcoal retort is way better than having to make it in the forge. Yeah, fuck a bunch of making charcoal in the forge. That sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be great. It would be great if it was like below freezing outside or something. It'd be like have this big old roaring fire, to warm you up. No.
No, but y'all are in the depths of winter right now, so this is as cold as it's gonna get.
Yeah, depths of winter at like 88 degrees and 80% humidity, and I'm just out there just like, oh, somebody kill me now.
Oh. So
Anyway,
oh,
that was it. Yeah, so that's been our fortnight. Like I said, so next swing off and stuff like that might actually grab the chain. And see, that's half the problem. As Alexis saw the other week, cutting up the timber in order to make charcoal is an absolute fucking pain in the ass. So we've got to take the chainsaw out and cut up some timber and make some charcoal in a couple of weeks. It'd be better off to get it done before the wet season starts. But on that same note, I also want to get the front 20 burnt off, so I've got to apply for a burn permit for that as well. So that's all things that have to be done. Oh, that was another piece of news. I had the inspector for bushfires, Northern Territory, come out to my block, and because of course they go out and inspect all the blocks to make sure all their fire boundaries are compliant and stuff like that, and if they're not, you get fined and all that type of thing. And for the last few years, of course, mine's been not in compliance because we had a few years leeway in order to get it up to scratch, but we didn't have the machinery to do it. So with Alexis's help, of course, he's actually come through and he's got out of his ute and walked up to me as I'm walking down to see what he's doing. And he's gone, mate, I've got to shake your hand. And he shook my hand. I was like, what's that for? He goes, this is the most work I've seen on this block in 15 years. And it's looking great. And I'm actually using this block as an example of what other blocks should be doing. I was like, wow, okay, cool. So yeah, so that's the
that's cool. That's cool. So gonna be on the cover of Australian Fire Stop Lawn and Garden.
Maybe. Don't know. We'll see what happens.
Because I'm sure that's a magazine over there.
Yeah. Totally.
Australian bushfires
weekly
illustrated.
Yeah.
Weekly. Yeah, no, he's right. It's Australian bushfires weekly.
Australian bushfire. Gosh dang it! Hold on. Australian bushfires illustrated. How to clear your crab infestation.
Swimsuit edition. uh,
Uh,
uh, the world needs more lumberjacks.
uh, better homes and fire stops, John Brunel.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, better home
You
than
know.
fire breaks, yeah.
It's like where you see all the people like ooh, look at that lawn, ooh, look at that garden, and it's like oh, it's so pretty, oh, the grass is so even, cut to the
Yeah,
bush
that's
of
pretty
Australia. All right, yeah, that lawn is so barren, it's not gonna start a fire, like, oh yeah, they cleared everything. Priorities.
That's it.
That joke fell flatter than
Mhm.
day old soda.
That's because you're not funny.
I beg to defer.
You defer, yeah, no, defer to Alexis. So that was what happened with our Fortnite. What the fuck? What are we talking about today? We are completely disorganized.
Oh, we are
Yeah,
so
no,
disorganized. We could talk about
yeah,
disorganization.
I checked in 2 minutes before we went live, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah. Talk about like the importance of disorganization. The importance of
look at your workshop
disorganization.
there.
I mean,
you
yeah.
can put things down in your workshop and lose them. Yeah, I mean, that's completely disorganized.
No, somebody else would lose them. It's just my stuff's never lost. It's just not right there.
Visible.
It's not
Not
lost. It's somewhere. It's not lost though. It's just I don't need it right now.
It's not lost, it's misplaced.
If I can't find it, that just means that I don't need it. No, the importance of disorganization is actually kind of interesting because it really leads to an adaptability of mindset. If you can't find it, you don't freak out. You just move on and do something else, or move on and find a different way to do it, whatever you're trying to do. Like the show. We don't have a set plan for today's show, so we reach into that jumbled mixed bag of topics and pull some disorganized crap out of our asses and talk about it for half an hour, which sometimes and oftentimes makes for a great show.
Okay, well, I mean, like, if we're just pulling stuff out of our asses, I mean, like, I could really use a sugar daddy right about now. I'm about a grand short of a very important fucking bill. I mean, like, hey, if anybody wants to help a girl out, yeah. Let's see what else.
You did say there was something earlier on in the week. That it was something you'd seen. You actually it reminded me. The taking the photo of the stars on your phone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Night mode cameras for that is fun. I love, like, my little brother got me into, like, he's like, look at this picture I took. And I'm like, how the hell did you do that? And it's like, I consider myself pretty good with cameras and phone cameras and all that stuff. Roy and Jess had taught me a lot. And Alexis, when you were taking shots of the Milky Way, did you try using night mode?
No, that was just a picture.
Oh man, try
my iPhone doesn't have a night mode per se. It just does. My Android has a night mode. It doesn't do shit. But the iPhone is kind of like automatic. I mean, it just so like the other night I took a picture of the crescent moon, and the first one I didn't realize it, but the flash was on, and it just does the click you know, and the flash goes off, and I you know, it's just kind of a picture of the moon, whatever. Well, I was like, oh crap, you know, so I turned the flash off, and I had the phone braced on the roof rack on Adam's Ute, and I just take the picture. Well, with the flash off, it's a click, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, click. You know, so there's like it was like a 5 second exposure, and then the clouds were all bright as all get out, and lit from underneath. It was badass.
Yeah.
So I guess it automatically goes into night mode when it's insufficient lighting or whatever. But
Right.
yeah, no, I took a picture of the Milky Way, and I did hit that picture with the Jakarta filter in Instagram, just to kind of make the cloud pop a little bit better. Or not the cloud, but you know, the Milky Way. And then what, like 2 nights ago, just for shits and grins, I just went outside and held the phone up. Didn't even do shit. Just held the phone up and took a picture, and just kind of tried to hold it still while it did its 5 second shot. And then as I look at the picture, and I'm like, it's not very good. And I start zooming in on the stars, and I got like two satellites going, two Starlink satellites zipping across the deal, and they had two little, just two, but two little long lines where the satellites were moving. I was like, that's cool as shit. I took a
Mm-hmm.
picture of a satellite with my iPhone. I two satellites actually. I thought that was neat as hell.
And Alexis didn't like. She saw it when she first got here, but she's starting to realize that our sky is different.
Oh
It
yeah.
is very bright. It's very, very clear.
So the sky is, if you can find a place in the northern hemisphere that doesn't have the light pollution, it's about the brightness is about the same. I've been there a couple times, you know, at like 14,000 feet elevation out, you know, at the mines and whatever, where my gold mine was, camping, and it's amazingly bright because you can't see any artificial light in any direction. So it's really cool. Same thing down here. For the most part, it's like you can't see any artificial light, and the sky is so bright. The thing that gets me though is I've been here for what, almost 6 weeks, or just about 6 weeks, and I can't, like, looking at the sky is so different that I can't orient myself with it. You know what I mean? Like, um in the northern hemisphere, you walk outside, you look up, and you're like, you can just scan, and all your like Ursa Major, Ursa Minor, Polaris, Orion. You know, you can just immediately point out constellations, and then you can go, oh, okay, here's the plane of the ecliptic, and there's Mars, there's Venus, I believe that's Jupiter right there, and you can just point out all of the what do you call it, planets and whatnot. I've been here for 6 weeks. I still can't find the plane of the ecliptic. It's I mean, you know, I can't find it like normally, you know, just like by out looking at it, which is irritating, but it is what
Well,
it is, I
yeah.
guess.
I mean, your southern hemisphere, other side of the planet. Like, yeah, of course it'll be different.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, like, and you can see Orion from down here, but damned if I can find it, because it's going to be sitting at a different angle, and so yeah, I'm used to Orion facing a certain way, and like down here, am I looking at it from the other side? I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, like, I haven't been able to find it, but
Just kind of
it
a
also might be the wrong time of year, because in summertime it's in the northern hemisphere at night.
just
So
more proof against the flat Earth theory, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Alex is like, no, like the Earth actually is flat.
well, no, I mean,
You're
like,
lucky she
I
doesn't
saw
live
some
there anymore.
What?
I actually saw some pretty good evidence the other day for a flat Earth, and I mean, like, it seemed pretty damn convincing. It was a helicopter shot of the edge of the Earth, and it was just like a straight ice wall dropping straight off, and there's all these people like standing at the edge, like, hey, don't fly over the edge, you know.
Yeah. Oh
Uh,
yeah.
Man,
Yes, that ice wall works.
the AI videos are getting out of hand.
Oh, I love them. I love how
I know.
awesome that
It's like,
technology is growing. Like,
It's
you
like
know
it's
what?
like, what have you gotten done today? I watched about 3 hours of Sasquatch and Yeti. That's about it.
No, yes. I will say just like with any other internet stuff, like limit, like gotta kind of manage your time on it, and B, like learn to research, like especially with all these AI images and AI videos and everything. Like I see a lot of them that are very convincing, and it's like, you know what? Like, learn to spot the differences, or learn to trust nothing. You know. So it's like,
Yeah, and that's it. Learn. You got to learn that you really, really do have to learn to
filter
distinguish.
to filter.
Yeah,
So
because they'll be on you.
Yep.
I got another kind of development that's more of a personal note thing. Um, I don't know if any of you guys know this. I mean, but it may come as a surprise that once upon a time I was a bit of a drinker. Um, I did fancy a little bit of alcohol from time to time.
I don't believe it.
Like maybe every couple of hours or so. You know. Um, well, in any case, yeah, I'm obviously being
Tongue in cheek.
yeah, tongue in cheek. There you go. It has recently behooved me to scale that way the frick back. Um, like, I mean, like I had to leave my vape at home when I left there, and so for a month or two, I'd smoke one of Adam's cigarettes every day, or sometimes two. And I mean, to be fair, a cigarette down here is they're a little bit on the high dollar side. I mean, like the other day, I was just looking at the list at the servo. It's $64 for a pack of Marlboros, and I'm just like, damn. Anyway, then one day Adam decided he was going to quit smoking, and I was like, all right, I'll stop being a thorn in your side, then I'll stop smoking your cigarette. So I stopped borrowing a cigarette, or well, not borrowing because it's not like I'm going to give it back when I'm done, but I
Right.
stopped bumming a cigarette here and there, and that didn't really change anything as far as anything else. But I did have to scale back the alcohol to the point where, I used to have three a day, and I needed three a day to go to sleep. And I mean, it costs too much to drink here too. I mean, like the bottle of vodka that cost me $10 in Midland would cost me $200 here, and so that's a little bit insane. Granted, there are other options and all that, but in the meantime, I decided, well, let me just slow it down, scale it back, and yeah, no, the other day I had like two drinks and I went to bed and I slept like hammered shit, and I woke up feeling like crap, and I'm like, you know what? I should just probably not drink before I go to bed anymore. And so yeah, now when I go to bed sober, two things happen. Number one, I don't have to wake up at 2 a.m. to pee. So far, anyways. And I wound up sleeping almost all night and getting a good night of sleep. So um, now I'm not saying I'm not drinking anymore. I'm just saying I'm not drinking every day anymore, or I'm making a conscious effort to just not do that anymore. Um, so I'm happy about that. You know, maybe I'll get an extra month of life out of this body.
Yep. Which is why I've got all that behind me. Alexis learned why I
Yeah, I
don't
don't.
buy alcohol.
Yeah, and I don't know why you got all that there. You don't drink anyways.
I do, but no, you're right. I don't drink but when I do decide to have something, I guzzle.
Yeah, I myself find that I cut, like when I drink, I'll have like one or two just to kind of like socially it, but like I really, really got to make sure that I don't start drinking regularly again. Number one, the cost, and number two, like I just get nothing done. Like I can smoke, you know, and work with what I'm doing, and it's like, but drinking, it's just like any work
That
that I try to get done while I'm drinking, like at the computer or out in the yard, just is horrible, and I'm way too busy
you
to.
know you could never move here because you would smoke more in a day than you make.
uh,
Yep. Well, put it this way: a pack of 20s at the moment, right? 20 cigarettes is $40 Australian, which is what, 20 odd dollars US?
30.
30. So a 20 pack of cigarettes is $30 US.
right.
So if you smoke, and you can only get them in 20s in Australia now.
Can you buy pouches of pipe tobacco?
Yes.
Yeah,
or
they're
roll it
$100.
with you.
Up for how much?
$100 for a little bag of
30 gram.
Rolly Road.
Oh,
30
well,
gram. Yeah.
so crazy expensive. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yep.
That's the reason why I'm quitting.
Yep.
that's why, and it's like it's because the government's like, look, you get kind of in a sort of a free healthcare, and if you're gonna smoke, where everybody's paying for that, so if you're gonna smoke, you're gonna fucking pay some fucking taxes on it.
Yep.
So yeah, there's what, like $30 US for a pack of smokes, and 28 of it is taxes.
100%.
Because I mean, like, because literally, I mean, the what the manufacturer sells a pack of cigarettes to the distributor for is literally like between $1 and $2 a pack. So,
Mm.
Yep.
and everything else is just taxes to all the different organizations along the way. You love the pictures on the packs. Yeah, they're some of them are all right, some of them are stupid, but
I don't have an empty pack here to show any pictures, but yeah, they're also
Yeah, I haven't
all a military green at the moment.
had a pack of cigarettes in shit almost a year now. It's just these big bags of loose leaf.
Something me and Adam were talking about earlier was, kind of on that same subject. In the United States, you're allowed to grow. I think it's 1 acre of tobacco for personal use, right? Uh, uh, and that's just kind of a thing. Now, most people
Didn't know
don't
that.
do that because growing tobacco is. Oh no, maybe it wasn't me and you that talked about it. Maybe it was me and Rob.
Probably you and Rob.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So
Howdy,
yeah, in the
Thomas.
States, everybody can grow an acre of tobacco for their own personal use. It's just growing tobacco is a lot of fucking work, and so most people don't do that. I did do that at one point in time, and then after I got done that year and I harvested all my tobacco, it was kind of like that time I grouted my floor. I said, I'm never fucking doing that again. But yeah, here in Australia, growing your own tobacco is worse than getting caught with meth.
Yeah.
Like they throw the book at you.
Yeah, I like that you can, yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but you can do it if you want, you know? Like
Dude,
I
I tell you what, man, I planted
I
some black mammoth, which are big leaves, and you just take a seasoned leaf and then just roll that sucker and just roll up the whole leaf and just like a big old doob and smoke it.
yeah. No, it's I personally don't like anything that limits what you can and can't do on your own property, like I mean to the extent of like, yeah, obviously, if the infrastructure isn't there for some major freaking thing, but the ability, what, yeah, you can set up and build yourself a still and brew, make your own liquor, like you can grow your own crops, you can, do what you want to do, or you can, you know, buy it and let others do it. Like that's, like there's I know of some places that like don't allow you to collect rainwater because then you're not buying water from people. And it's like that's just boggles my mind. Like, how can you say that I can't put a barrel at the bottom of my downspout? Like that's bonkers. But there are some places that don't allow you to do that. And it's like, what? you know, like they want you to use their water. And it's like, really? Yeah,
Yeah, so California, I think California and Colorado are both like that because the in both cases the rainwater becomes runoff, and that runoff is the entire Colorado River watershed. And so, like, if you're in Colorado and you're collecting snowfall or rainwater, you're taking water away from the Colorado River watershed, which is basically all of California. I mean, that's the what is it? There's like 3 times as much water allocated that exists allocated to for like water rights here, water rights there, water rights there. So like there's 300 million acre feet of water allocated, and only 100 million acre feet of water actually comes down the Colorado River. And so yeah, so they get really bent out of shape about people collecting rainwater in that if you're on that side of the Continental Divide. Yeah,
right.
there's probably
Yeah.
other places as well.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I'm not here to uh, 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 rant and rave about policies, across the country or anything like that. And I'm sure that there's reasons, whether for good or bad or whatever, like legit or not, whatever. I'm sure there's reasons. I'm just saying, like, it's for the majority. It's nice to be able to kind of do what you want on your own property.
Yeah, that is really
You
nice to be
know,
able to just do whatever you want.
yeah, and I'm not saying that like you in Australia can't. Like it's not a competition. A and B, like there's reasons for everything. But I'm just saying, if you weren't able to do that, you wouldn't be able to like. It's like if you build a fire, build a forge and build a fire. Like I have my indoor forge, and it's like just because of some of the rules or inspections and whatnot, like yes I can have one, but like I had to, when I did my panel upgrade from a two or my service upgrade from a 200 amp service to a 400 amp service, split between the house and the shop. I had to have an inspector in my shop, and I tossed blankets and boards, and I basically hid half the shop behind blankets, boards, tarps, so that the only place that the inspector could see was where the wire came into the building, over the building, and out the building. And that's all he could see. He tried to get through. He's like, "What's back here?" I'm like, "You don't, nothing I worked on, nothing you need to see." Just because I didn't want him going back there. Oh, you're going to need a permit for this, because then that would mean, Ansel system, fire suppression, and, like some sort, and it being like a manufacturing thing, they'd probably try to slap some sort of zoning restriction or whatever. And it's like, just, you know, but you you just have to do it properly. It's the properly that I disagree with.
Properly, what's that?
Yeah. Mr. Thomas, I do not know if Mr. John is having a shindig at his place. I do not know. I have not had the chance to make it up there in a bit. But
I
yeah,
would
I'm
say
not
no.
sure. Yeah.
Since there wasn't one last year, I don't think those are going on anymore.
Yeah. Most of the quad squad has kind of um unfortunately kind of gone their separate ways uh as far as reliable access to quad state or reliable attendance to quad state. I myself am not sure if I will be attending this year. I have a thing that if I take time off, I'd be going back down to South Florida for a little bit to take care of some stuff. But even that's up in the air. It's a matter of like I don't have a vehicle. I haven't sold my truck, but it's unplated, unregistered, uninsured. It's basically up for sale. And yeah. So I know I will not be going to Quad State this year as of this point. It's just not in the cards right now.
For me, I mean, like I was already on that 22-hour flight getting here from the States. I don't want to fly back 22 hours. I mean, like hell, if they deport me, I'd rather go on a boat. And if I was going to go to Quad State, I'd take a boat ride to get over there. But shit, I would have needed to leave 2 months ago to get there in time.
Right.
Yeah, that is the worst flight I've ever had. Oh man.
Plus,
Not that there's anything wrong with it, other than just being in the air for 22 hours sucks.
Yeah, and I did notice a bit of last two times I was there, I did notice a slight change in a lot of the organizers' mentality, and I don't know, like there's a couple people were being pretty militant about some things, and it's like, man, go away. They never paid you for the candelabra. How much did it sell for at auction?
It's like $1,600.
I remember John was saying
I know
ages ago.
Yeah, I know.
And the vice president guy is the guy that bought it.
Yeah, I know that a certain amount is supposed to go to the event, but like for certain items, like you're supposed to get, something. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think John even donated, because it's like 10% of the auction goes to Sofa. I think John even threw in an extra 10% just to be cool. And yeah, they never paid him at all. Like they just I don't even know if the guy even paid for the candelabra. I mean, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he donated an extra 10% on top of the 10%. So, that's to what, 160, 200, $320
Yeah.
off of the top. So, he should have at least got $1,300, give or take. Told him, hey, what's going on? Crickets.
Yeah.
But then I told John, I was like, you might ought to you might have to get up on their ass about that shit, because it's a bunch of old guy blacksmiths that don't do technology. They probably don't. The treasurer probably doesn't know how to check the fucking email. So
yeah, it could be a variety. If it's been years, it's probably off the books, or like it's probably no longer, like they probably find no record of it, But yeah.
Well, no, there can't be no record of it. I mean, like, it's last year's last year's auction, and the president or vice president, I don't know, one of the two, of the whole freaking Sofa is the one that bought it. It's not like he's going to be there this year going like, I have no idea what you're talking about. What candelabra?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's taller than he is.
Yeah. That was a beautiful piece, and it's a shame to hear that story, Mr. John.
It might even still be there.
Yeah, he probably never took it home. That's a shame. Well, I suppose this chaotic, rambling, bouncy, squirrel chasing episode, I suppose we should move on to any final thoughts. It being almost noon, I got to get out to the lawns. But yeah, let me see.
It being almost 2, I got to get out over there and get into bed.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, it is late.
Adam, poor Adam, with his lack of sleep. You can see it in his crow's feet. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah. No, you can. Like seriously, when I'm really tired, right? My eyes look like this, right? And I can still see everything normally. It's just that my eyes go to slits. So like I'm running on caffeine, like I'm charged on caffeine at the moment. So, um,
Yeah. Let me check the calendar real quick, because let's see. Oh yeah. Next show is gonna be the day before my birthday, so maybe I will drink during that show. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so
What are you gonna are you gonna pull an imaginary New Year's show?
an imaginary New Year's show.
Yeah, I remember when you used to like do the New Year's Eve show or whatever, and pretend to be sitting there just doing shots all night long.
I wouldn't.
Shot.
I mean, I did tea and whiskey or rum. Those are the two things that I would do. But no, I mean, I do drink on New
rum and
Year's.
ginger beer,
Oh God, I love that. Anyway,
or rum and coffee, Irish Australian coffee, rum and coffee, great mix. Anzac coffee, that is.
you can't just. Okay, so
Ugh.
my final thoughts. You can't just add liquor to it and call it Australian ...
No,
we know you
no,
all
rum
drink. You can't just
specific.
add liquor to something and be like, it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna have peanut butter jelly sandwiches. Why don't you make them Australian peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? What's that? Take the sandwich, pour some beer on it,
Okay, so the Anzac coffee
and a spider in the corner.
is specifically, right? Specifically, it is 2-year-old rum aged in oak, because that's legally what rum has to be in Australia, right? Added to coffee, because it was what was done in World War II by the Australian soldiers, the Anzacs. Well, actually, it started in the First World War. So what was done in World War One, the Anzacs in the trenches, in order to help keep the men's nerves stable. So
Okay.
you had your rum in your coffee. It's
So,
called an Anzac coffee.
final thoughts. Everybody knows that I invented rum and coffee. So everybody knows that I started that trend. That's a Yamez special.
Yeah, because Yamez is a vampire and he's really about 300 years old.
Not a vampire. I'm just an eternal being.
Yeah,
Oh,
being
this
annoying.
show is so freaking disjointed today. All
This
right.
All
is
over the
this
place,
is
aren't
a
we?
weird ass show. Yeah, but the apology for the weird ass show, guys. Like I said, yeah, particularly in shows like this, I'm usually the one that pulls something from my ass, and I am that
Oh,
dog tired that my brain is just
this was
like
great.
mush.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just last night and this morning just like wrote a chaotic ass song that's basically like, I mean, it sounds like Static X Bollywood, and it's like, all right, embracing the chaos today. So for final thoughts, embrace the chaos, be safe, but embrace the chaos, and get out there and be productive, even if you're exhausted.
Yeah. For my final thoughts, a little bit of productive information that I came across. If you're arachnophobic, if you're afraid of spiders, if you just surround yourself with spiders, eventually you just kind of get used to them.
Yep.
Or you die. I mean, it could go that way too. I mean, like, heart attacks are things that can happen when you get to a certain age, and you know,
To be fair though,
the
like just Rob is Australian and he's arachnophobic.
yeah, he's actually more arachnophobic than I am.
Yes.
So like, so like the other morning when I was sitting in the bathroom, uh, you know, um, let's just say I was perusing TikTok. There's a little bitty huntsman spider just walking along the side of the bathroom, just like walking by. I was like, "Hey, buddy, what's up?" Just let him be. Yeah,
Mhm.
don't even care. If he'd have been a big one, I'd have maybe pinched it off and jumped up, and then. Anyways, my point is like constant exposure to something you're afraid of kind of makes it less scary. And I'm damn near 50 years old, and I've been afraid of spiders my whole life, and I'm not going to say I'm over that, because I'll be damned if I'm going to pick one up with my bare hand. But
Yeah,
I'm getting better. I'm getting better at letting them have their space.
yeah.
Eating the mozzies for you. My final thoughts. I guess it's my turn. Take care of yourselves, guys. One thing that I've really learned this weekend, like I've still had to do my because I teach martial arts and all that type of thing. So I've still had all those commitments that I've had to do, all while feeling like hammered turd. And just trying to maintain that, keep going. And look, don't get me wrong, I have stopped when I've needed to stop, and I have been safe in the sense I haven't driven exceptionally tired and stuff like that. I would have a nap before I would go anywhere just to make sure that I take the edge off and all that type of thing. But one thing I have recognized is take the time to look after yourself. And take the time off. Okay, well, like if your body is telling you to stop because you want to stop before it stops you. Think about it like a wheel bearing. If your wheel bearing is screaming and making noise and complaining,
And
you
turn the
kind
music
of
up.
want to you want to replace the bearing before the wheel falls off. It's the
Guess
same
so.
as your body, I've got my warning lights on at the moment saying you need to stop. But there's a reason for that. The reason being is I've given up. I'm giving up smoking. So my body's going. You need, because despite what everyone might think, nicotine is actually a chemical relaxant. Nicotine. Most smokers sleep better than non-smokers. That's because nicotine is a relaxant, even though it's also a stimulant. Is actually a relaxant. So that's part of the reason why I haven't slept very well, because not only have got nicotine withdrawals, but that relaxant from the nicotine is I am not as relaxed as I would like to be. So it's harder for me to fall asleep. It's harder for me to stay asleep. I'm not suggesting you keep smoking, because it's much better not to smoke and lose a little bit of sleep like I am than it is to my health to suffer in the future. And I've got my wife to consider and everything like that. So that's part of the reason why I'm doing it, and also the money. Because like I said, the average pack of cigarettes costs 40 Australian dollars, which is 30 US dollars. And so over the course of the week, I generally go through about a pack a day, if not a little bit more. So over the course of 2 weeks, I'm going through 15 odd packets of cigarettes. If you multiply that by 40, that's over $400 a fortnight.
So what it works out to is when Adam's at work, the first 2 hours of work every day is paying for cigarettes.
Mm-hmm. So now I work 12-hour shifts. So,
Yep.
I'm losing 14 hours a week.
Cigarettes are a crazy cost. And I know that we're not, as expensive as you guys are, but when I switched to rolling my own from buying packs, like I went from paying $6 to $7 a pack down to paying, $1 a pack, average, and holy crap, the difference, but yeah, because I can imagine cutting it out completely, yeah, you're gonna have so much money, it's coming out your ears. With that, guys, we are gonna go ahead and end it. I've got to jump in another call and then go mow the lawn. I can see it growing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So with that, y'all have a wonderful night, and we will see you in another 2 weeks for Yamez's birthday stream. Bring gifts.
Bye.
Bye
Gifts.
now.
We'll bring gifts.
They say it's your birthday.
Happy birthday